Well done, Steve. How good a point is that in the circumstances?
A very good point, against a good team. So, under the circumstances as well. The circumstances were difficult enough before the game. With losing 3 defenders from Saturday, and then it got even more difficult with 10 men. And not just a game with 10 men. The second game with 10 men for a long time in a game. And I just think, some of the things on Saturday with the 10 men, it looked like we'd learned a little bit from Saturday tonight in there. Not that we want to get used to that, by the way, but I thought they were brilliant tonight. Absolutely. It's the best result, without it being a win, it's the best result we've had because of the circumstances around all of it that I've had since I've been at the club.
You must be very proud.
Very. I was proud of them Saturday. They were brilliant on Saturday. And tonight they were double.
Before Sunderland scored, I thought you started very brightly as well, took the game to them.
Yeah, should have been. We reckon there was 3 great chances that we could have scored from. And that, would have put us in charge of the game then. But I felt at half-time we should have been going in, leading the game. We had another chance just afterwards, even with 10 men. And that could have been 4 then. We felt as though there should have been, definitely daylight before half-time. Their goal obviously rocked us, and then obviously the sending off rocked us, but not for long. That was the most pleasing thing, the mental toughness of not letting that get to us. Because going down, a goal down, that's enough. But you've got to stay in games, you've got to be tough, you've got to do all the horrible things. It's not always about having possession of the ball and passing the ball. Having said that, I thought we did that very well too.
What did you make of the red card for David?
I've just answered the question there. I haven't actually seen it yet. So I don't know whether I think it's a red card or not. And I'll answer that one when I get a look at it later in the week.
But the way, again, you started the second half so positively. You had chances even before the equaliser.
Yeah, no, we did. Yeah, I think that obviously when you send them back out, we sent them back out to be on their front foot because I thought the best form of defence is always to attack. Sometimes you can't do that. But I thought tonight we were great, even with 10 men. Sometimes you can't get to things. We ended up running off of shape a little bit, and a couple of, I ended up with Josh Vella, who's got loads of energy in there, and Dan Udoh, who's got loads of energy as central midfield players. But what we didn't want them to do tonight is to vacate that space, and they kept doing it for a little period in the second half. But when we managed to do that and find out and pick our passes, which were always going to be wide, either back to our centre-backs, outside centre-backs to start our build again, or straight to our wing-backs. There's no point in trying to go through them when you've only got one man up front there. So they adhered to that, and I thought they were brilliant in the second half.
And what about the goal, the equaliser, the quality of that strike from Daniel?
Yeah, well, the reason Dan strikes such a good ball is he practices. And he works really hard at his game. And the improvement that he's shown in his game in a short space of time has been huge. And really popular character, really popular in the dressing room. Special boy, just a special boy he is. I love him, and I'm so pleased for him. He ran his socks off out here the other week when we scored 4 and he didn't get a goal. And I said to him, if you carry on doing what you're doing, the goals will come for you. And all of a sudden he's 2-2 now. So that means he's Dan Udoh prolific.
A word for Rekil Pike as well, coming in and playing in a different position and playing so well.
Yeah, well, it's funny because going back to the cup game the other week, I actually wanted to play Rekil as a right wing back because he plays right wing. Elliot is 32. All of a sudden, when we play 3 games in a week, that's a lot for a 32-year-old to churn out. It's a lot for a 23-year-old to churn out. So I didn't like the circumstances that I had to try him out tonight, but I wanted to try Rekil there a couple of weeks ago and didn't get the opportunity. But now I've had it, that just adds a little bit more flexibility to the squad.
We know the injury list is getting longer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What's the extent of the injuries for Ethan Ebanks, Landell and Aaron Pierre?
Well, Pierre started the warm-up, so obviously he can't be that bad. Ebanks Lendor probably has been carrying a little bit of a nick of a hamstring for a weekish. and I think he hurt it at the end of the game at Cheltenham. But he came in Sunday for treatment, and then he'll be in again tomorrow when the other boys are off for treatment. So I don't quite know how bad it is, i.e. when he'll be back, and whether he'll be back or not in time for Saturday. I don't know the answer to that. So yeah, and obviously Elliot, he'll be available for Saturday. JD, he's probably still a little bit away. Josh Daniels. So yeah, we'll see what we got. Good job there's a bit of flexibility, you know.
Including flexibility, you say, Luke Leahy, who's been terrific since coming to the club all the way through in midfield recently, and slotting in as captain in the back three tonight and doing so well. Well,
if you have a look, that back three played at Exeter at the beginning of the season, in pre-season. So I knew what they could do, and I thought that's the way we'll go with that. And thankfully it paid off for us tonight, and paid off for the boys as well, because my God, don't they deserve it. And the fans tonight as well were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant for the boys tonight. What we need is we need them like that all the time. The boys need them like that all the time for them. So, yeah, thank you to them as well tonight.
Well done. Great effort. Thanks, Steve.
Pleasure.